This is Character asked it. You already know Character did it. I'm here with D-Funk. D-Funk, tell us about yourself, bro.
Yo, what's poppin'? I'm D-Funk. From Detroit, Michigan. Started making music probably about 2 years ago, trying to get into the business. Just a real big fan of like art and music in general. So just trying to make a name for myself out here, you know.
Okay. What motivated you to start?
The main thing I would say was really just like the passion I had for music. Like my brain will operate the way it operated. I was just making lyrics in my head all the time, nonstop. And it was really like I decided like because I used to write poetry a lot. And I realized that it was a way I can express myself very easily, and it just came to me very naturally. On
Okay.
top of just being a big fan of like hip hop artists in general, they really connected to me on a different level than most people's would. So I decided why not, dip my foot in here and try to see what I can do.
How old are you?
22.
Okay. What are some of your biggest influences?
So my main influence probably actually be Kendrick Lamar. Um, but the person whose style I go off of the most is from the Wu-Tang Clan. His name is Inspector Deck. Yeah, I don't know many people that like. I've never really heard anybody that's inspired by Inspector Deck.
No, but that man is slept on though.
Yeah, that he's so
Wu
underrated.
Tang wouldn't have been Wu Tang without Inspector Deck.
It's like Inspector Deck need to get his flowers for sure.
Yeah, man. Lyrically, there's nobody like him.
Yeah, he was incredible, man. Like when I heard that verse, the Triumph verse,
Mm-hmm.
that's the first I ever heard in my life.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, what? Tell me about some of the achievements that you've accomplished.
So far, I think that the main thing would just be like people really come to me like, I really like your lyrics. You got a lot of clever bars and metaphors, things like that. So when they come to me, they be like, I want to work with you. And I've only really released a couple of songs, and having people come to me and want to do that already is kind of like, dang, do I have this talent already or something like that? Do I have it? That's probably only the few because I haven't really done too much. But
No, hey, that's an accomplishment, bro. You
yeah,
know, just
I would
doing it for a couple years and people already approaching you, man. That's big.
think yeah. So that's probably the main thing. Other thing was like I guess like drawing as well. People hit me up for like the commission for pictures and things like that. So
Okay,
that's something I consider an accomplishment as well. Just kind of get my name in both avenues of art that I like to do.
that's what's up, bro. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Detroit is a hell of a music scene. It's kind of a different music scene than anywhere else right now. How is that for you? What's your experience in Detroit?
So the main thing would be like the like I used to go to clubs, things like that often. Um, and you would just hear like these artists performing, like small time local artists, and then they'll hit me up, follow me. Then some of them actually like I said, like they like my sound and want to work. Just seeing the performances, things like that. I'm like, I want to get on stage and do that type of thing. But the problem, my little small problems, like my music is kind of different than what they make. They make like Detroit music is kind of just like a lot of trap and gangster stuff.
And fast
My music,
pace, boom, boom, boom. Like,
my music is more like old school New York boom bap. So finding
right,
that connection is kind of hard here, but it's definitely there.
for sure. Tell me about some of the obstacles that you've had to face.
The main obstacles would be like first when I first stepped my foot in here was trying to figure out just like the sound I wanted to make. Because at first I made like West Coast G funks type stuff, and then I realized that this isn't really challenging to me in a sense where I was kind of just writing lyrics that had no message or meaning to me at all, and they weren't really helpful. So the challenge was finding my style first. That was the main thing. Another thing is really like the mixing, the like actually recording, finding time to record because like I record in my car right now. So doing that, I've been trying to find a time to do that. Having getting money and the setup, things like that. Just a lot of the typical problems you run into, but also I guess the main thing would be like my delivery and my songs is kind of off on sometimes. So I have to rearrange my lyrics around all the time
I
just so it
feel
can
that,
fit.
bro.
So I'm like that's probably the main thing I run into because like sometimes I have to change a whole bar that I thought was clever and just to get it to fit. So a lot of the typical challenges and obstacles, but things I didn't expect to run into.
For sure. Where does the name come from?
Oh, D-Funk. So it's actually three origins. So my name's Deshaun, so it just starts with a D. Another thing, I'm from Detroit, so D-Funk. But
Okay,
also
okay.
I love I love the P-Funk and G-Funk style of music. So, like George Clinton,
Hell
the
yeah.
P and Snoop Dogg, the G-Funk. So I just like, I love that stuff. And then I'm from Detroit. They call it the D anyway. So D-Funk.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Um, what do you have any following yet?
Not a major following, I think, but my following since I've like joined this group and got more active has definitely increased a lot more. But nothing major right now. I'm planning like I think I worked with you and Luca to try to just double up my stuff. Trying to get stuff together.
For sure. Uh, what were you doing? Like, do you have a job?
Yeah, yeah, I work full time.
Okay, what do you do?
Right now I just work at a shoe store, Nike. I actually work at Nike,
Okay.
and what I do there really is like a lot of stockroom stuff. But they're trying to get me into like the graphic design way of it, so that's what I'm trying to work my way into.
Hell yeah.
Because Nike's a great company for graphic design, and
For
I already
sure.
love art, so I'm trying to work my way into that. We actually got a new store opening up in one of our most popular malls in this state. So if I go there, that's definitely another avenue for me.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
What kind of student in high school were you?
So, so my first 2 years in high school, I was a very quiet, reserved dude. I didn't really do too much, but my last 2 years, 11th grade, 12th grade, I don't know what happened. A flip must have switched on me or something. Cause like I just, especially 12th grade, I started just wilding out. Um, I did good. I actually went to a center for advanced arts when I was in 12th grade. So it was cool, but I just stopped caring sometimes. Like I was like, I'm in 12th grade. My credits are already here. I got all the credits I need. My grades, I'm passing. Fuck it. And then I would goof around. I started skipping. And I was like, who cares anymore? But still, I still did good enough.
Have you ever found something that you voluntarily work as hard on as you do music?
Um, I want to say like back when I was making art, I want to say I used to work on comics. So I try to make comics.
Okay.
That used to be my main passion. But after like I started trying to get into the music scene, not really. I kind of just been dedicating my whole life to this now.
What do you hope to accomplish with your music?
The main thing I really want to do is like I like to make like concept albums or projects, sort of like with Kendrick Lamar, the Butterfly, things like that. So really, I just want to like tell my stories and get my ideas out there. I still want to have like an audience that can hear it and hopefully reach some people. But I don't really like if I don't make any money off or anything like that. I'm perfectly fine with it as long as I just make the music I want to make.
Okay. What does success in life look like to you?
For me, success would look like being able to have your entire family, like from my mom to my kids, sit comfortably. So at least being able to provide for all of them, because especially for my mom for what she's done, and so my kids not have to suffer. Um, being just really just I'm not really like into like the flashy things, so really just a comfortable life where you don't have to worry about bills. You kind of just got like the freedom you want, but also you're able to uplift others and not help others with that struggle.
Absolutely. No, respect to that, bro. Tell me something unique about yourself most people don't know. It could be something super random from childhood, anything.
Um, I guess like the main thing people always comment about me is like I really got like the old school style to me. So like I love old school cars, old school music. Even my slang is old school a little bit. Like I talk like I'm from New York sometimes because like I listen to a lot of old school New York hip hop growing up. So like I'd be like yo, dead ass son. Like I got all I wear him. Like it's weird because like and then like my first car ever was a 1990 Cadillac. It's
Hell yeah.
everything about me is just pure old school.
That's cool, bro. Honestly, when you said you were 22, I was surprised. I was thinking way older than that for real. Just the way you carry yourself.
Yeah.
Do you want to play? You want to play any of your songs?
Let's see. Yeah, we can play some for sure.
Yeah, let's play a couple. Check them out.
to, to downward trajectory. And what about the Untouchables?
Any of the tapes at the Carter. He's becoming Mr. Untouchable.
He's untouchable.
Yo, the untouchable gut buster, bum rusher. I cut you and gut you, leave you flustered when I touch you. PPE can't protect you when I deck you, beat you blue. UNC, you my nephew, twist your shit, now you screwed. No shooting if we squabble, I'll leave your brain scrabble. You can't better go, no words incoherent, now you babble. What's up, bub? I bring trouble on the triple NJ3 beat. I just a missile, I seek heat. This can get deep, hit a drop bombs, atomic sounds ignited, witty, bonding phonics, rapper like comics, forever less than chronic. It's biology, expect my rhymes, expect my time, expect my mind, collect the find it, let your kind, lit off the mind, you expect I shine.
This is definitely super
Wu-Tang. Scene like pornography,
Yeah,
sorry
that's
apology.
the style for
I'm all
sure.
about the
I
criminal
like it,
psychology, the diagnosis,
Thanks.
I'm ferocious. My psyche is in psychosis, messing me, I give lethal doses. To y'all know this, check the dopest, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Y'all know this, giving y'all the game like coaches. MMA, Mesmerone, Sailor coming from my payment. Put you niggas to the pavement. This is savage, you like David, make it make sense. My sense is tingling, $4 my superpowers, my intellect like a scholar. Yet I just oppose, cause we not close, everyone knows. You think not, the picture's vivid. Now you exposed, leave my mark, Brady. You niggas like boy, the mama told you to avoid. Got hooks like Floyd Mayweather, cause I spring into action. You can fetch my powers and master, using only a fraction. Think you all my love, you telling stories, let's get gory. Though you walk the balcony, making you an allegory, a symbol why not to be trifled. Better than Michael, cleaning up the trash, but y'all won't get
I love all
recycled.
this,
Can't
like,
believe I'm
extra
not
that you
butter.
added in,
I
like, the
come
sound
too
effects and
smooth,
everything,
the
bro,
way I
like-
want bread, shit I think so too. Without pen I got pinpoint accuracy to mastery. Head and bastards gnarly and wicked, like Yasterly. You a sucker, I lollygagging, gon' get you lollipop. By the time I gave you these hands, you can get your shit clocked. Y'all wanna be my synonyms, it's like finding a real Eminem. I'm cold-hearted, Sub-Zero, so I finish. I'm a stoop, no spook, I see through your whole crew. Skew kind of few with the shit that I'll brew. You niggas generic, you inherit it. It must be in your genes. Yeah, I'm out of pocket, and I'm busting out the seams. You gassed up, you saying you goated, you fucking bloated. You niggas sweet, and I won't sugarcoat it. You gassed up, I bring that fire, and leave your ass smoking. Let the marks hanging, now your family is coping. Game changer, check the cartridge and check your cartilage. Cause you can't do it, no forces, that's as hard as this. I'm at the top, no getting over on me, no cons. Not in the league, but I'm all pros, no cons. Now I'm flip, so I guess I'm a different breed of MC. Like 10 feet, I boot you, leave your head empty. Lay you out like blueprints, no matter who's sent, like assignment. You should have read the fine print. Pythagoras, I'm straight to the point. All I see is squares, don't care. Give you the cold shoulder and cold stairs. My art is official, you artificials got no credentials. All locked like parental, they can move that's beneficial. I benefit for this, it's my size, and I'm on the rise. Yo, loose slips a loose end, keeping shit's tight. Acknowledge me as a ruler, cause you can never measure. Listen to this shit, I know it's been your pleasure. Next level like an RPG, back in an RPG, play your role, kid. We know you RPG, R-rated but a G. You just can't stack up. Summation of the shit, you can add the math up.
Bro, that was like your subconscious just laid on a song, bro.
Because like I said, like that's like a lot of those are just bars that I think of in my head before I was writing, and then I just like started putting them all in my notes whenever I think of them. So like most of that stuff, like I said, when I had to change the lyrics around so they could fit, is because like I was just thinking of it before I even had a beat.
For sure. All those sound effects, not sound effects, but like the Geronimo and the little Eminem part, my name is part and everything, like that takes like thought and time to actually execute too.
Yeah, I had to like, it's because like with that, especially with the Eminem stuff and like the Michael Jackson I'm Bad one, I had to like find how you say acapella versions of them,
Right.
put them in the song, and then like I had to mix those down like crazy.
Yeah, bro. I have an idea of what you have to do for that. That was cool though, man. I really like that song. Is there anything else that I didn't think to ask you that you want to talk about? Anything you got coming up you want to talk about?
Actually, yes. So I do have a couple ideas for projects. One of them is actually in the works right now. It's just a summer mix. So I'm gonna make like a small little EP for the summer. It's gonna be a different style than I usually do, trying to get more experimental as well. So it's really just gonna be. Have you ever heard like the song "Feels Like Summer" by Childish Gambino?
Oh yeah.
Yes, really just gonna be like that type of vibe,
That's
kind of
cool.
chill, calm thing. You're trying to get that done, and then after that, I do have like 2 more projects that I'm gonna make. these, and I think the main one I want to make is probably going to be like a full length album, but that's like the main one I want people to hear. So before I drop that, I'm trying to garner some audience, you know. But that's probably the main thing coming up. So probably like late June, early July.
Okay. All right. Awesome, man. I had a really good time. This has been Character Acid here with D Funk. See you next time.